So people are on. So hello everyone. I am live tonight at the shop here in Rocky Mount with my best friend Jet, who is the bomb coach as well. Listen, tonight Jet is hosting. Is this your first vision board party?
Mm-hmm.
This is her first vision board party. And we just wanted to come on and talk about what does it mean? Like Jet, why did you feel the need to do a vision board?
Sorry,
Is it on?
I don't think so.
Yeah. How will we know?
Check.
I think they can hear us either way. Why did you think? Why did you want to do a vision board party tonight?
Because I've been doing vision boards for the last 3 or 4 years, and I feel that a lot of people don't really know how they work and why they work and how to get them to work.
Yeah.
Everybody always says that they have a goal and they have an aspiration, but they don't know how to get there.
Yeah.
So I decided why not help people. So we're doing it the old school way.
Yeah.
With taking the magazines and cutting them out and gluing them and putting them down. We did kind of a brief 15-20 minute instruction and on how to write it out, how to write your goals, what to say, how to put them up there, and then how to follow it.
Why do you think some people do a vision board and they nail it every time, and other people do a vision board year after year and nothing happens?
Because they're got to be specific, and then you got to be able to take what you want and implement it.
Okay.
So sometimes I think people set goals that are way too big instead of looking at, okay, here's my big goal. What do I need to do to get there? And start breaking it out little by little.
Yeah. So do they put the little by little on the vision board, or do they just put the big goal on the vision board?
You know, I'm not sure. I think a lot of people think really big.
Yeah.
But then they don't know the blood, sweat, and tears that it takes to get to that point.
Yeah.
And so that's what we were doing tonight. So someone had mentioned that they were going through their goals. And I was like, you know what? Let's go through the easiest goals first.
Okay.
So put a star beside the easiest goals, the ones that you can go. And I think she said she wanted to go to a Giants football game. Okay, that's the easiest goal. You just buy the ticket and you show up, right?
Yeah.
So, and then another goal was for her to franchise her business. That's obviously a long-term goal.
Yeah.
So that's going to take a little bit more strategy. So we're just kind of putting it all on paper, and then teaching how to read it, how to affirm it, how to manifest it.
Yeah. So listen, guys, if you're on watching, we want you to send us questions. If you have any questions about why should you do a vision board, if you're the person who's watching and you're like, I've never done a vision board, I'm always amazed when I hear people say they've never done a vision board.
Yeah, we had a couple people in here tonight.
Really? Like I remember The Secret when The Secret came out. Did you watch that documentary?
No, I haven't.
You watched it? So, okay, first and foremost, I think everyone should watch the documentary, The Secret. But I will say this. Tony Robbins said he was invited to be a part of The Secret, and he would not be on The Secret because if you watch the documentary, which I did years ago, it can easily lead you to believe that, they talk about the universe as a genie.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want something, you focus on it, and then the universe will give it to you. Now, we both know that's not true, right?
You got to work for it.
You got to work for it. Like, nobody tells you about the work part. And I think a lot of people do these vision boards, and then they want the genie answer. Because the genie answer is easy. But the sad thing is the genie doesn't show up.
That's true. You're your own genie.
You're your own genie.
Yeah.
I did a video, I don't know, last week where I talked about the magic isn't in the vision board. The magic is inside of you.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Because ideally you have to be the one who show up for yourself. So listen, we want to hear from you guys. We want to know, like, put a comment if you do vision boards. And let us know. Tell us some things that's on your vision board over the last couple of years that have come true. So, Jack, what's one of your big vision board things that
for next year? Can I go get it and show you?
Yeah, please do. Okay, please do. While Jet is gone, I'll share with you guys. I remember, I think it was in 2018 or 2019. I put on my vision board that I wanted to do a TED Talk. And the thing was, when I did that, I had a friend who asked me all the questions. Why do you want to do a TED Talk? Do you know how to do a TED Talk? Do you know how to contact people to do a TED Talk? I was like, nope. I just want to do it. And it's on my vision board. And strangely enough, in 2020, I had the opportunity to do a TED Talk. So here's Jet going to share with us her vision board.
So this is just half of the goals that I had set for 2024.
Nice.
So part of them are my dreams. So I wrote a book last year that was on my goals. So I do 2 different vision boards. So just to kind of give people a visual, because you could do them either way.
Yeah.
You can write it out and actually put it as bullet points. And I keep this on a Google Doc and I check it every so often. And as I accomplish it, I highlight it. So you can see from 2023, I've highlighted probably about 80% of it.
Nice.
Some of it's not accomplished, but I'm just going to roll that into next year.
Yeah.
But then I also made this on Canva.
Okay.
Now we're doing old school vision boards where we're cutting out like magazines and stuff and
It's just
gluing
fun.
them
It's way
down.
more fun than
Oh,
doing
yeah.
on camera.
But this is what I have done for Canva. And some of this is already starting to come true in 2023.
Love it.
So like, for example, part of my goals is to throw out a first pitch at either like a Mudcats game or a Wilson Tobbs game. And I just got the email today, like right at 5 o'clock, that I get to throw out the first pitch at a game.
Wow.
In Wilson. I love to read. So I had set a goal to read 20 books last year.
Okay.
I actually read 26 and I'm on my 27th book.
Congrats.
So I'm going to set a goal to read some more. Obviously, I want to grow my business and make more money here. And I want to do indoor skydiving.
I fly?
Yeah, I do. No, I do. Yes, I do not want to get out of a plane. I'm cool. No, thank you. But I'll do the skydiving.
Yeah, I did
indoors.
The I fly. That's awesome.
I also coach youth softball, so I want to win a championship with them this year.
Yeah.
And then these are the 5 places that I would like to travel. And then this is Rocky Mount. This is the community. This is a community that I like to give to. So I want to make sure that I continue to focus on my community because they inspire me.
I
So
love it.
there's just a little bit of what I've accomplished.
Yeah. So guys got to remember, like, your goals can be very different, but at the same time, just being mindful of them. I just started to do vision boards because, one, I'm a visual person. Like, I am so inspired from what I see. I love seeing beautiful things, but my vision board became a daily reminder of what you should be doing with your time. It's a great way to be reminded, because emotions show up, right? Loneliness. I hear people all the time, I'm so lonely. The best quote I ever heard about loneliness is that loneliness is not the absence of people, it's the absence of purpose. And I tell my clients, listen, use your loneliness as your indicator. It's time to get busy about your purpose, which you usually put on your vision board. And so if you're sitting around home and you're whining about being lonely, I don't have anyone, that's the indicator that you need to get to work. There is something on that vision board that you can be making what I call a dream deposit towards. So like Jet said, you may put the big vision on, right? But then you can break it down to small increments. And I call those dream deposits. So you make a dream deposit every day towards the goal, and I promise you'll get the goal. So yeah. So you guys make sure, like, if you're out there and you're watching, send us some questions, let us know. This is a weird thing about being on live this way instead of being right there on Facebook. So is there anybody else want to come back and share with me why they did a vision board or why they're on tonight?
Yeah, very cool. Let's exchange. Who's up next? Would you like to be on the live podcast?
Come on, somebody got to come back and talk with me. So we are here in Rocky Mount at the shop. We're on South Wesleyan. So we want to make sure you guys come on out. I have a new friend hanging out with me, Miss Stacy.
Hey, Kanisha.
So listen, I have been invading Stacy's shop for like 2 weeks now, right? So Stacy is the owner of CDJ Graphics, the only
Black woman-owned copy print shop here in Rocky Mount.
Yes. So listen, first. So if you all have any copy print needs, if you need a cute T-shirt made, or you need flyers, sadly obituaries, because we need those. Anything you need, Stacy is the person to contact. Go to CDJ Graphics. So Stacy, what are some of your visions and goals for 2024?
Home ownership.
Okay.
Also, I would like to purchase a building to put my business in, because currently I rent.
Okay.
So I want to own my own business, my own building.
I love it.
some more goals is to travel more,
Okay.
Start up some more business ventures that I don't want to talk about right now.
That's fair. You hold them close. You hold them close until
Hopefully get married, not for 24, but
yeah.
that's on the list to get married.
Okay.
Get closer to God.
Oh.
It's a lot. I think I got about 20 things listed.
Okay. All right. Is this your first time doing a vision board?
It's my second.
Okay.
It's my second, and I'm enjoying this process because there's more magazines that I get options of looking at the pictures
Gotcha.
that I want. So yeah,
From your first vision board, did you see any of your visions come true?
I did. One of them was my fear of getting into rooms.
Okay.
So this year I've been pushing myself out there more.
Yeah.
So, and I don't mind being in the rooms now.
Yeah. Look at that, guys. See, this is why we tell you to do a vision board. So this is my belief about vision boards. As a Christian, honestly, did you ever see The Secret?
No.
So The Secret came out. The Secret was this huge popular book by something Burns, Rhonda Burns, I think is the lady's name. And Oprah was a huge fan back in 19 blah blah whenever time. And when it came out, honestly, there was a lot of Christians who was opposed to this concept because they would say things like that the universe, referring to kind of like God is the universe instead of God, was like a genie, and all you had to do is focus on the thing and the law of attraction. Now, as a Christian, I struggle with the concept that God is a genie. I'm like, I know goodness well my God is not a genie, right? But I did go before God and I said, Lord, there is something very attractive about this concept to me. Putting my visions on a board, having these ideas, and then hoping that you will bring them. The very first vision board I ever did, it bombs things.
Wow.
It bombed. It bombed because I was putting things on the board, items like stuff, because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. I had no connection to the things. I've never really wanted a mansion. I never wanted a yacht, but everybody else kind of made me believe that was one of the things you're supposed to want in life. When I prayed and asked God about what was this thing, this vision board thing, he began to reveal to me his scripture that says, I make known to you the path of life. That's in Songs. And on this path, you will find joy. And I was like, okay, wait. And then he started showing me scriptures that said things like, I go beforehand and provide for you. So he starts showing me that, Kenesha, the path of your life is already laid out. When you get in tune to the visions and dreams I have for you, then all you're going to do is move down the path and it's going to be revealed. So It's not so much that God is attracting the thing to, I don't think he's like attracting the stuff to me. It's more as he's attracting me to the things that he's already laid out.
Right.
Yeah. And so the vision board for me becomes this visual reminder of this is the dream that God has placed inside of me. But it also reminds me, I need to be doing something good with my time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why you hang out with me.
That's why I hang out with Stacey. So, Stacey, are you ready to reveal the new thing you're going to do, or you want to wait? And if you want to wait, we'll wait.
We're going to wait a little bit.
We're
going to
wait
wait a little bit.
Yeah. So Stacey has something really nice and new coming to CDJ Graphics.
Tongue twister.
It is a tongue twister. In 2024. And listen, guys, all I can say, what's that saying? Be ready, be ready, be ready, or get ready, get ready. Yeah, it's a game changer.
Game changer.
It's a game changer.
Definitely a game changer.
So if you're thinking about, starting a business, that's what I do is I help women get out of their own way, get out of that mindset with starting a business, but also growing your business and taking it to another level. So this entrepreneur here, she is taking her business to another level.
And I will say thank you, because you have been one of them that has been pushing me in a lot of things. And like I told y'all before, I know y'all think I don't be listening and paying attention. It just takes me a little bit more time than others, but I get it. And when I get it, that's my aha moment. And I always come and tell you, I got it.
Yes.
I got it. So thank you for that. I really do appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And I'm telling y'all, anybody that needs a coach, y'all need to come see Kenesha. Kenesha will get you on that path that you need to be on to get your mind to where it needs to be, because she also explained to me about money blocks.
Yes.
And it worked when she told me to do what it was, and I kept resisting doing it. Yeah. And one day I just happened to do it, and I called and was like, I did it. I did it. And it actually worked.
Yeah, because guys, we have blocks, and blocks are limited thoughts and beliefs about our life, about money, about relationships that cause us to either keep having the same experience or absolutely keep us from getting what we want. And I learned that I had money blocks, and I had a coach to help me really get through mine. One of my biggest money blocks, which when it was revealed to me, God used this coach to reveal it to me, is that I thought if I was pursuing money, I was betraying God.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go and then stop, go and stop. And when that was revealed, and he took me into scripture, and he taught me how, like, we hear the scripture, the love of money is the fear of all evil. But when God spoke to me, he says, Kanisha, and the fear of money is also the root of all evil.
Correct.
Because if you're afraid of it, you won't manage it, you won't touch it, you won't maneuver it, you won't manage it, like you won't pay attention to how much money did I make this year? How much is actually going to taxes? How much is my profits? How much is my expenses? Those are things we have to do. So when we start managing, God will give you what you can manage. And so if I wasn't managing all those years, my money was like this. And then my money is like, woo, woo.
Right.
You ready?
Can I tell them what it is that you told me?
Yes, please.
Kanisha told me to say, and it works, y'all. I'm telling you, I am a money magnet.
Yes.
Money comes to me easily.
Yes.
And she ain't never lied. And as long as you keep saying it and repeating it and repeating it and repeating it, you will see it. Now, I'm not saying don't pray, don't pay your tithes and all that stuff, but it's a process.
Yes.
It's a total process. And that was one part of the process. But once I put that in place, along with everything else I was doing, I started seeing exactly what she was telling me. It's like my business door kept opening.
Yeah.
And I was like, Kanisha, the door is not closing today. And I was like, but that's a good thing. So.
Yeah, because what we're doing is when we begin to do affirmations, we're rewiring our mind. The mind is a beautiful tool that many times go misused because we don't understand that our mind is working very hard to prove us right. So you say my mind is a money magnet, right? Or that I'm a money magnet. Your mind is going, well, let's go get some money.
Right.
But if you say, and this is what most people do, they focus on what they don't want. Oh, I don't have enough money. I don't know how I'm gonna pay these bills. Oh my God, it's so challenging. Your mind is go, oh, it's challenging. Well, let's go get some challenges.
Right.
It's literally working to prove you right. And so a lot of times, even in my life, when I have something challenging or hard going on, I'm like, okay, I just need a plan for the challenging part, so I can get back focused on the abundance.
Yeah.
And so abundance comes and flow.
And one thing I've also learned is, and I learned this a few years ago, I stopped saying, I don't have money.
That's right.
Or I'm broke.
That's right.
I don't say I'm broke anymore. I might say I'm financially challenged.
That's right. Yeah.
Because it's all in the way that you say it. Like my pastor preached a few weeks ago, there is power in the tongue, and you have to speak it as if it has already been done. So as long as you speaking it as if it has already been done, then God is going to provide.
That's right. Absolutely. And I totally believe in that. I recently had to share because I was, hit a financial rut in that I didn't have the abundance I wanted. There was a few things that I was hoping to be able to do that I couldn't. And when I had to tell somebody, I said, my money's on vacation.
I like that one.
My money's
I like
on
that one.
vacation.
Yeah.
It's over there hanging out and ain't came home yet.
Right.
But it's not because it doesn't belong to me. It's just it hasn't made it home yet. And so there are so many tricks that you can do with your mind and with your words that will align you with all of God's promises. And that's all these vision boards are. It's an opportunity for you to be aligned with God's promises. So so thank you, Stacey, for coming. Listen, I don't know how much longer I'm going to do this because my voice getting tired. Y'all got any questions out there? I love that you guys are on. We see that you all are on. And let us know, are you doing a vision board this year? When do you do your vision board? And share with me some of the things that you've done on your vision board in the past that have come true. Put it in the comments. So I'm live from StreamYard so that I can be in several places at one time. If you need to post, you may have to click on something. So StreamYard will show me your comments. So if you're commenting on Facebook and I'm not communicating with you, it's because I can't see your comments. But I appreciate you all being there.
All right. Well, I'm going to get on back to my vision board and see how it comes out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good night.
Send somebody else over, Stacey. Let's see if anybody else want to talk to me. Yay, Kendall.
So
So listen, we want you guys making vision boards in 2024. Do not. Thank you, China. Thank you so much. Well, hello, Kendall.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, Kendall. I think you and I have always
Just
been
gonna-
around each other, but never like hung out and talked.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
tell me what made you decide to do a vision board tonight.
Oh yeah. I mean, the new year's coming about, and I was trying to think like what I'm going to do next year.
Yeah.
And so when I saw this vision board meeting, I was like, okay, I'll go.
Is this your first vision board?
I wouldn't. I've done like boards of vision, but not like actually done a vision board. So it's like I like maybe print a. Just the 8x11 of stuff that I want to accomplish, but I haven't like taken the time to actually. This is what I want. This.
Okay.
Yeah, type thing.
So tell me,
So not exactly.
did those things before? Did you see them? Like, did they manifest?
Some of them, or maybe I should call them. There was a want board.
Okay.
I want this and I want that. And yeah, some of them did. And then other ones that like I wrote down like a goal to kind of have like on a desk or something.
Okay.
That one has not manifested yet, so I'll just keep rolling it over until I
Yeah.
get that one.
Yeah.
It's like a license thing. It's so funny. Like I got a real estate license, but the engineering license, I for some reason have not been able to be motivated enough to get through a licensing exam, which they're more so difficult exams.
Okay. Now let me ask you this, because as a coach, this is one of my questions. Do you want that license, or do you think you need it?
I definitely don't need it. So that's one of the problems, because I guess externally, if something or someone or somehow I feel like something else needs it, then it motivates me to do it because someone else needs it for me to do that so they can keep going.
Okay.
But from a want perspective, it's something I always wanted to do,
Mhm.
but just not
Okay.
done it yet. I'm halfway there.
Okay. All right. I just
I've done the first part of the exam. I've done the work experience, and then it's just a second part exam that is supposedly easier, but
you haven't
I haven't done
decided to make that jump yet.
Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything on your vision board or that you're thinking of that you want to accomplish in 2024 that you're willing to share?
Sure. I guess the easy one is I want to go with a friend to New York on the Amtrak.
Okay.
Like we want to just do a completely chill ride up to New York, and she's from New York, a home builder. We're starting a podcast
I love it.
next year, this year. So yeah, it's called Safe Chaos. Will be called Safe Chaos because we haven't released any yet, but we're starting to record
Safe
episodes.
Chaos. I
Yeah.
like that title.
Yeah, so it's like it kind of encapsulates both of our personalities, where like we're kind of a dichotomy, where it's like we have two things that are kind of opposite, but somehow they are blending and working together.
Okay.
Because I guess one of my personality traits would be like simply exquisite, which is like simply is like you would think it, but exquisite is more like this intricate stuff, but both of those together, that's how I describe my
Okay.
personality.
So let me ask you this: are you the safe or are you the chaotic?
Probably more I guess we're both of those things. So it depends on what situations we're in, where
Okay.
I'll be the more safe one, and then the co-host is more the chaotic one.
So it takes both of you guys to make this work.
Yeah, definitely both things.
I absolutely, I think that is awesome.
So like your setup right here is like
Yes.
I had to do a lot more stuff because it's two people.
Yeah.
Where like it's fine if you're just interviewing somebody, but when you're trying to have two people talk simultaneously,
Mhm.
that's where
Yeah.
this setup is not completely the best. So I'm
Absolutely.
trying to get because I got like a board and stuff. Like I'm
you have
having to
you
do
have
the
a
whole
big-
thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this is our like fly by night jet said, let's get together and let's make this happen. And I said, okay. And I am very much the fly by the seat of my pants. I will jump.
Oh, I love that. Just
I
let's
jump.
do it.
Yeah. And then when like, oh, you should have that. I'm like, okay, well then I get it next time. Like I will. It doesn't have to be perfect or right, or I don't even know what right is. I realize that most
Well,
of the time
yeah.
we're making most stuff up.
And then I guess I can speak to myself, but it's like
Yeah.
if you just don't jump, then sometimes you won't accomplish it.
Yeah.
Where I guess that's where, like, when I said the real estate thing, it's like I just jumped into that, but
Yeah.
it's like this other license I want to get, and I just haven't jumped.
Okay. I'm just really curious about what's holding you back. But you didn't come here for coaching. You came here to talk about the vision board. I can't help myself. I am always. I can't say I'm always on. The way people can tell whether I'm on or not is how much I allow you to talk and how much I talk. So if I'm coaching, I ask more questions.
Gotcha.
If I'm out of my coaching hat, I would just rattle. So that is a good indicator, even for me, when I'm out of sort. So as you are preparing for 2024, you now have your vision board. What do you want people to know about having a vision board? Because I find this time of year, everybody is creating vision boards, right? But then somewhere between, just like when back in the day when we do resolutions.
Yeah,
kinda
the
forget,
resolutions and the
right?
goals.
Yeah.
But the vision board, I think, is important because it's that constant visual reminder. So
Yeah.
you're bringing in that, well, your senses. So you're bringing in the vision of it. And maybe some tactile, because I'm going to put more stuff that's going to be more tactile on mine that I can actually. Oh yeah,
I want to
that.
see
I
that.
gotta remember that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see your vision board. And that is what's so important, is because really and truly our brains are very powerful, our mind, I would say. But we have to tell it what to go do.
Mm-hmm.
And many people are, I call it like living the victim mentality, where we think life is happening to us. And it's that whole woe is me. But visions and vision boards help us to begin to recognize what our power is, would you say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the reason that many people have manifestation of their vision boards is because they're intentional about what they do with their time.
Oh yeah. And also, like, when you see it, then you're like, oh yeah, that's one, and you start talking it. So then
Yes.
that's a verbal manifestation of it.
Yeah. And that's the kind of what I call the alignment. So now I'm in the alignment and ready to receive my dreams and visions, because I can see them, I can touch them, I can feel them, and now it feels real to me. Dr. Wayne Dyer, have you heard of him? So Dr. Wayne Dyer is kind of like the godfather of this whole mindful way of thinking, recognizing that our mind has power and that kind of thing. He's passed on, but all his podcasts are still out there. I was listening to him yesterday. He talks about not only getting into the place of having the vision and the thing you want, but when you learn to feel it in your body without having it.
And then feel it.
Yes. So start practicing. What did it feel like to already be on that train going to New York?
Okay, that's another thing.
Yeah, because ultimately a lot of the
Feel
things
it.
that we say we want, what we really want is the feeling that's what we're like. Some people say, oh, I want a big house. Right?
So to imagine the feeling.
That way you become present with it.
Oh wow.
And that way you get so you get so aligned with it. Yes. You get so aligned with, that you really already have it. It's not that it's out there. It's just that, again, I'm a God girl on the path. You just haven't got to it on the path. So think about if you're going to Raleigh, right?
And then add in that other sense.
Yes.
You're feeling it.
You're feeling it.
Okay.
So we go. So I'm excited because all the people here tonight, I'll check in midway and we'll see how everybody is doing with your visions.
Yeah, we can find everything to represent the visions. Some of my engineering goals is like, I should have brought some of my engineering magazines, because it's like these lifestyle magazines.
You're not gonna find
it in there.
Tell me, what are you gonna do with this engineering license?
Oh yeah.
How does that play a part?
So it kind of adds the designation to my name, so it like bona fides that you're an engineer, because there are some titles out there that they claim they're engineers and they're not really engineers. So having so you actually get stamped after that, so you can like stamp off drawings or things like that to say that this was checked by certified engineer, and then so it's just having that. I guess certification by your name is like a next level up.
Okay. And is this going to be like part 2 to what you're already doing with your real estate? Or
Okay, so the real estate thing is more of like for sales experience. Like
okay.
I kind of went into that just to get the sales experience, customer interaction. Because in some engineering roles, well, at least I've had, it's very difficult to get customer interactions because they kind of there's other departments to separate the engineering departments from the customers.
Makes
So
sense.
then it's like, okay, I can like just switch professions for a while to get that actual customer experience. So then when I blend them back together, I
You're
can move
forced
up
to
from
be
there.
reckoned
Maybe, I don't know.
with. Yeah, I think.
We'll see.
So the engineering sounds like to me, you can correct me if I'm wrong. The engineering is the baby. Like it's the thing you want to be and
Yeah,
do.
I've got a degree in that. So
Okay.
that they're not handing those degrees out.
I
should say.
know. Where'd you go to school?
NC State.
Okay. Oh, yes, you did not.
Yeah,
Get that handed to
I
you.
worked for that.
Very hard. Very hard. So yeah, I was just trying to figure out how the two mesh and what were you going to do with the engineering and
So in simplistic terms, there are some roles out there called sales engineers, and so
Okay.
that's what I'm kind of looking at. But I'm also, just open to some. I was talking to one recruiter today, and they're like, "We don't really have sales engineering, but we have like field engineers that actually like talk to the customers and then bring it back all the way through." And I was like, "Oh, so they're more involved in the total process instead of just one process of which maybe." I don't know. I have to hear them out. I mean, like maybe that's what I would like more to have, like more involvement in that whole cycle, going to the customer, coming back to the engineering side of it, and it's just the whole cycle of that.
Yeah, and it sounds like to me what you're doing is you're creating a niche. Is that possible?
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
I just do stuff. I don't
Yeah,
really.
but that's the beauty of it. Like that's the beauty of everything, right? It's not about it that it already exists and you fit in. It's about you create your own niche so that you become the person in demand.
Mm.
Yeah, because like I'm a creative. I know that I'm a creative, meaning that I cannot. Please don't leave me by myself to write a paper or to do anything grammatically because I'm going to tear it up. Because I'm a creative. I will not. I will write you for through the whole paper and proofread it, and I can't see it because I'm a creative. But I have a friend who actually has a degree in English and she's a creative. So she's a force to be reckoned. She can literally, and I have other friends who are creatives, who are graphic designers. Like I did my internship at Motown Records, no boast, but I did.
Wow, yeah.
And the art director there, David, was very much the same. He was just like, I'm going to misspell everything. I can't see my own mistakes because our creative mind have a hard time seeing the logical way of thinking, right? But if you can bring sales and engineering together, then it sounds like you're forced to be reckoned with. Because that doesn't sound like it's going to be a lot of people out there. As you said, it's usually there's a group between.
Right. Yeah.
So now you become.
And you
this
never cross that
edge,
line.
but you have, or you
Mhm.
want to.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So that's
Yeah.
that's the number one thing that I've written down for the goals for 2024.
I love it. Well, I can't wait to hear how that's going to turn out
Yeah.
and what that is
Should be
going to
exciting.
become. Yes. Thank you for coming over.
Absolutely. All right.
We'll see if anybody else want to come. I'm starting to visualize myself where and I want to be. Yes, where and what I want to be. So, Tina, that is so good. It's so important that we start visualizing what we want to be, because a lot of times life is just happening, and we end up in places that we don't want to be because we didn't set intentions of going where we want to be. So living a life with intentions is the best. It is where the game changer starts. So listen, come on over. So I have a new guest. This is my
If I showed you some
cousin.
of my cousins, you would say, yes, we are cousins.
So growing up, I'm a Boone. My father's family, we're Boones. And this gentleman here, tell me your first name again.
Spencer Brown, but my mother is from a line of Boones, long line of Boones, and she doesn't know that we're actually descended from Daniel Boone in Ancestry DNA and .com, Daniel Boone is at the top of our tree. Like my grandfather's grandfather was Daniel Boone's grandson.
Wow.
And it went from Daniel Morgan Boone, his son, to Jesse Aaron Boone, to Jesse Mack Boone, to my grandfather.
Okay.
But I've got a lot of it documented, and I enjoy following that up.
Yeah. Well, listen, you're gonna have to meet my cousin John Bryan because he's the historian in the family.
He is. Is he connected to the Boones too?
Yes, his mother. So our parents are sister and brother.
Okay.
Yeah. So my aunt Marcella is his mom,
Mhm.
Boone, and again we met. Like I told you, like my grandparents lived in Harrisville, North Carolina, but they lived in Harrisville because my grandmother, who
Mhm.
was a Watson
Mhm.
before she married my grandfather, her father was a pastor and owned land down there.
Yeah.
And so my grandfather, who I don't know as much about,
Mhm.
but he's the Boone.
Yeah.
And he
And
had lots
there's-
of siblings.
There's a strong possibility, if not him, his father descended from Enfield, Halifax County.
When I said that to my dad, he said yes.
See, because
Yeah.
that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I can take you to our family farm that my grandfather, he was the youngest. He had 26 siblings. I kid you not.
Wow.
And they were all Boones, and they couldn't wait to get off the farm. So when they left, he was left with the farm. But
Okay.
a lot of them kept in touch. Maybe 4 or 5 kept in touch, but so many we lost track of. And
Yeah.
his family may be from that line too.
Maybe, yeah, because I grew up knowing more the Everett side because, like I said, my grandfather's mother remarried to an Everett. And then
Yeah.
I knew the Everetts, but I never knew the Boones.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
don't
could
know
take
what
you to the family farm where I'm pretty sure some of your family descended from too.
Yeah.
And actually, we just lost 2 cousins. One was 98. She died a little over a month ago.
Oh, wow.
And then her sister was 103 and she just died, Geraldine and Viola Boone.
Oh, wow.
And like I said, a lot of those names get recycled.
Yeah.
Like I had an Aunt Geraldine. You mentioned a John Bryan.
Yes.
He's a Boone.
Yeah.
I had an Uncle John Boone.
Okay.
There's a Herbert, a James, a Seth.
Okay.
My grandmother loved that name, and then she loved the Wild West. I grew up with her. She helped raise me with my mother, and she loved the Wild West, and she always called Artemis Gordon Seth because he looked like her son.
I love it. So tell me, is this your first time doing a vision board?
Oh yes,
Is it?
I'm enjoying it
Yeah. What made you decide to do a vision board this year?
because I need motivation. I've learned. If I tell you something, you're not gonna believe it.
Okay.
About 2 years ago, I moved down here 10 years ago to take care of my mother, and we were doing fine, but my sister had put her in a lot of debt, so I came and helped her get out of that. But my cousins next door, they were into some evil things, like the Southern evil.
Like voodoo kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Oof.
I grew up with it. My grandmother and I used to help my grandmother feed the chickens, and we were going to the smokehouse where she kept the feed, and we'd see little pouches with roots in them.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, I thought that was gone when that woman died, my mother's sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Coming to see on Facebook, one of her great granddaughters is telling me, I'm gonna put a root on them. I hate them and this and that. And then I see this girl jumping across our fence, hanging around the same place that my grandmother and I used to find them. So I started praying. I went to a spiritual healer and I talked. And I said, I was on my phone talking to my cousin. I talked to the spiritual healer and he said, yes, there is evil all around you and your mother. And it was so strong. And my mother, he told her, you're gonna feel when I do this. He like put his hand in the Bible on her head and was praying. And he said, you're gonna start feeling cold sweats. You're gonna sweat. You're gonna you may even scream. You're gonna start coughing up phlegm. And she did all of that.
Wow.
And when he was done, she just like fainted. And he told her that's what she was gonna do. And so it was done. And then he did me. But anyway, so he said, just pray every night and you're clean now. And I was talking to my cousin and I said, Denise, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've got to get my mother out of here. we got it. And I started looking at houses in Rocky Mount. Didn't know how I was going to buy it. I was on disability for my hip.
Oh wow.
And I told my cousin, and she was on the phone crying because my mother helped raise her. She lives in DC. She's 10 years older than me now, but she's like my mentor. She saved my life when I was a baby in the crib. If she didn't pass by me coming from school while our parents were out in the front yard, I'd be dead.
Oh wow.
But I said, Denise, I don't know how, but I'm going to manifest it. And I started praying at night and everything. And April 7th, I'll never forget it. I had a doctor appointment at like 11 o'clock. So I went a little early. And I said, I'm going to buy 3 scratch-off tickets. And I went down, this was almost 3 years ago now.
Okay.
I went down Sunset Avenue towards Nashville on the left side where the L&L gas station is, then on the right, L&L gas station. And I remember I was going to do eeny, meeny, miny, mo, but then I remembered I had spoken with the cashier at the one on the right. Her name is Penny Hines. And I told her a year before, you're going to be lucky for me one day. So I went with that one.
Okay.
And I bought 3 Millionaire Maker scratch-offs. And the first one, I always scratch just the number, the top part, not the prize. And it said win. And I went on scratch to the next one. I had $300 winner. The next one wasn't a winner. And then when I scratched that, it said $1 million.
You have got.
I'm serious. I said, Mom, I don't have it now, but I've got a house and car and everything.
Yeah.
But I went to my mother, and that was before the dementia kicked in. And I said, Mom, we're moving. And she almost started crying.
Oh,
She
wow.
said, Spencer, your grandmother and I wanted to move from here so bad. We wanted to move from Rocky Mount when I was a child that we couldn't. And I moved over and got all new furniture, gave her the master suite. And the last 2 years before she died, I feel so blessed. I feel blessed that God brought me home 10 years ago to be able to take care of her. Because
Yeah.
I'm a mama's boy, and that woman has been my heart all my life.
Wow.
And I used to tell people I was going to be suicidal when if something happened to her, they're going to have to put me in the same casket. But when the nurse came to start hospice, it was on a Friday, and she said, when it gets to this point, they fight to stay here for the family, but in actuality, they're just waiting for permission to go. And I had that conversation with her the day before,
Okay.
and I said, Mom, I feel guilty for keeping you here. I said, I hate to see you in pain. If you're ready to go, go. And she looked at me like this and nodded like this. And I said, I'm going to miss you, Mom. And I hugged her. And she was basically almost in a coma by then. And the next day she went in a coma and she was gone. But I said, when you get to that good place, Mom, please send me a sign. And Kanisha, I kid you not. Kanisha, right?
Yeah.
When I moved home 10 years ago, she told me she liked Beautiful by Estee Lauder.
Uh-huh.
And so it was my job when she ran out, I ordered more. And I had just bought a new bottle for her, but after she passed, it was in her room. I said, I had kept that door locked. I said, I'm going to stay out of there for a couple of months. And I go to the dentist that day. And when I was coming back to my car, I opened the door. As soon as I opened the door, it felt like somebody spritzed me the exact places where I spritzed myself with my own cologne, here and here. And it was her fragrance. I kid you not.
I believe you.
It was that fresh.
Yeah.
And I just smiled and said, thank you, Mom. And from that day on, I woke up feeling this just sense of peace.
Yeah.
That her body wasn't there, but she's always with me,
Yeah.
always.
I love it.
And I know it's true because I was in Food Line a couple days later, and I was buying something I knew I had no business buying. And I heard her tell me, boy, you don't need that. Kanisha, I went to the shelf and put it right back on the shelf and got out. And I said, thank you, Mom. I know I didn't need it.
Yeah.
But I feel
Yeah.
I'm almost like an empath or something, but I sense things sometimes so
Yeah.
strongly that I know it's true. I just go with it.
Yeah.
And I've won money like that. I wake up in the morning.
I wish more people taught
Mhm.
people about being empaths.
Yeah.
And because my son is an empath,
Mhm.
but I don't know how to teach him about it.
Yeah.
Right. Because I have a friend, she's also an empath. She says empaths can feel like other people's
Energies.
energies,
Yeah.
right? She told me, she says, and she told me the name of it. She says, you observe other people's energies, but you don't
Mhm.
take them on. Because I'm
Right.
very aware, typically,
Mhm.
like since I was younger, I could have the sense of like, I knew sometimes when people were not well, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't know why.
Mhm.
And then as a kid, I was scared to say because
Mhm.
I was like, they're gonna think something wrong with me.
Exactly.
And then when I would find out someone was sick, I was like, oh my God, like I knew, right?
Mhm.
But I never practiced that because no one teaches you
Exactly. I
how
need to
to,
fine tune
yeah.
it.
And I tell my son all the time because Bryson, he weighs heavy.
Mhm.
Like he will take on your sadness.
Yeah.
And I said, Bryce, you've got to find someone who
I do
knows
that a
how
little.
to do this
Yeah.
so that you can learn how to ground and not like what kind of process or exercises do you need to do to recover?
Hmm. I
Yeah.
need to look into that because I think I could do. I haven't been that sensitive in the last 3 or 4 years,
Yeah.
but I think because I've just so many things on my mind, wondering how to take care of my mother and myself, and because I've been like that free spirit, like I lived in Reno, Vegas, did everything I wanted, single, no children,
Yeah.
had a ball, and I have a photographic memory, so
Oh, wow.
everything plays in my mind like a movie.
Yeah.
But I want to fine tune it because up to a couple of years ago, I would wake up in the morning, I kid you not, and there'll be a number in my head, 5187. I go play it, 12,500. 2 weeks later, I wake up, 1266. My mother was scared. She was like, "What are you doing? How are you doing this?" I kid you not. Within a 3-month period, we were going to Raleigh and Greenville like once every 2 weeks. I was collecting like 5,000, 7,500. But I can't do it. Yeah. And one day I woke up the last time and it was 1273, and I wasn't feeling well, and I said I ought to go play it. And I didn't play it, and it came straight. And I probably would have put $20 on it. That would have been 100,000.
Oh my God, what a gift. What a gift. And this I really, for you doing a vision board this time and never having done one before, it's going to be very interesting to see what you manifest, because it sounds like for you it comes from even a deeper place.
Yeah, and I think what like Jet was saying, if I put it like on my, like when I get out of bed, there's a closet here and the side here, that's when I put it, and then I go straight to my bathroom.
Yeah.
So if I put it right there and look at it when I go in the bathroom and come back before when I get up, because I'm telling you, I know I can manifest because I've done it.
Yes.
I mean, I've been a little lucky since then, but that was nothing but God.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
And that's the thing, like people, because this is what I believe. I believe spiritual teachers have stolen all of the principles that God teaches us in the Bible. But somewhere along maybe the American history of Christianity, we have become a religious people. And he didn't create us to be religious people. He created us to be a spiritual
people.
So that we can be connected to him.
Exactly.
And connect, and we move with him. I thought it was strange that when the tsunami hit way back years in the Philippines, remember that story?
Yeah.
And everybody was talking about it. They told stories of how the animals was walking through the city days before the tsunami hit, because the animals was leaving.
They sensed
something happened.
Yeah.
And I remember saying, wait a minute. The Bible says that we have dominion over animals. So you mean to tell me that God will put something in the animal to sense danger and not in me?
Exactly. We've tuned out because we don't focus. And that's where I'm trying to get. Sometimes I try to meditate and just close my mind, and then things come to me. But I'm so busy just living life, in like DC, Las Vegas. Things are moving so fast. You can't really focus and clear your head. And now, since I've been home, I've been able to do it a lot better. But except
rocking out a little bit slower than that.
Yeah, but getting into real estate is like, I signed up a year ago, November 30th, and it's just there's always something going on. And when I sold real estate in Las Vegas, it was just pen and paper. Now it's all these digital platforms. that I'm learning, and it makes it so easy. So like right now, my mind is thinking about, I need to call this person tomorrow. I need to pull this person, so I can't really focus. But
I encourage you to find time, like whether it's that early in the morning time or that late evening time, where you set aside time that is as important as that call
yeah,
for your meditation time. And even if you
Exactly.
give yourself 2 minutes, 3 minutes, it's a practice, right?
mhm,
And I don't nail it. I don't do it every day all the time.
yeah,
But there are days when I can feel so out of sort
mhm,
that I'm like, you know what? I'm sitting my butt down on this floor. I like a mat. I have like a yoga mat.
yeah,
And I'll pull out my mat and I sit there and I'll say a prayer, I'll read scripture, and then I'll just sit in quiet.
mhm,
And people who say, oh, I can't quiet my mind, I always tell them, do it through gratitude.
yeah.
So all you have to do is just sit and go, God, I thank you for it. And just the list never stops.
Oh, I thank him
right?
every day and night.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
but when you do that, your mind will start going,
Yeah.
"Ooh," like his peace will come.
Mhm,
Because you got to remember, God constantly says, be thankful in all things.
yeah.
So our Thanksgiving is, so in spiritual teachers teach that gratitude is the highest frequency, gratitude and
mhm,
forgiveness.
yeah.
In our spiritual and God's world, he talks oftentimes forgive and
mhm,
give thanks, forgive and give thanks.
Yeah.
So that puts us right in the alignment of who he is.
I have
His peace comes and then he drops ideas.
to get better about the forgiveness. I forgive
Yeah.
everybody but my sister. I will never speak to her again, what she did to my mother, but
And
I'm working on
forgiveness
that.
doesn't necessarily mean restoration of relationship.
Mhm,
It means that I will choose to let go of like the anger and the hurt so that I can move forward,
mhm,
right? Because what if honestly she is maybe the way we judge it was she wasn't there. I don't even know the story, but what if she gave all she had to give?
She didn't. She took. She bankrupted my mother. She allowed her second husband to molest her 7-year-old daughter.
Jesus.
And the girl's 39 now, and she will still tell you what he did. And we think all the children are grown though, but they're high achieving. The youngest, which is by him, she graduated from LSU. She's like a big producer for Fox News now, only like 26.
Wow.
And I've been telling her to get away from Fox News. And now she said, I'm going to get the experience. And Uncle Spencer's only local news. It's not political like in national. And she just got hired in Portland at a news station, making twice the money. The son, middle child, is a banker. We're doing really well in Greenville, South Carolina. And the oldest, the one that was molested, she's doing, this is being broadcast out.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
we can shut this down.
And
like-
I'm not giving any names.
Yeah, that's true.
And she's high achieving. She's got like 3 degrees in chemistry, working for a company like Dow Chemicals or something, creating
Wow.
new
Smart people.
new substances and things. But that's a blessing. But she is evil. And I didn't even think she would come to my mother's funeral, but she did.
Yeah.
And I don't care if she sees this. She knows how I feel. I'm sorry, did I take you away from the vision board?
That's okay.
discussion?
That's all right. I appreciate you being on. So, but we are going to shut down because I'm getting exhausted. I don't know about you. I've been going all day. I
know
I came and did another podcast. I mean, I
I'm
did
gonna
a
have to
podcast
finish
right
this
before I
at
came.
home. But
Yeah.
I kid you, we got to get together sometime,
Yes.
me and you and your husband, because looking at you, I can show you pictures of some of our relatives
Yeah.
that if we told Jet or Kendall that they're your sister, they
They believe it. All right.
Well,
Well,
Jet knows you now, but she
Yeah.
but you would see the resemblance.
I'm
telling you.
looking forward to it. And I would love for you to meet my dad. That way
I would
you all
love to.
together can like help me sort through. So listen, we're going to shut this down. Thank you guys for watching. Again, if you have
Thank you.
any questions about vision boards, know that on January 1st, I'm hosting a vision board webinar. And it's different in that we won't just build a board. I'm going to talk to you guys about the way you're thinking that stops the manifestation from
Mhm.
happening. And I want to make sure you get those emotional blocks out of the way so that you can get back alignment and center and then receive all the blessings that God has for you. So have a blessed night. Thank you guys for coming on. And I look forward to hearing from you guys about your vision boards. Thank you, Chena, for checking in with us. Talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Kanisha, you just